What's up, the squad? Back with another video. I seen the title was going down. Make sure to like button, hit that subscribe button for please. I literally have been going through it today. I've been going through it today, nonstop. I don't know what's been going on with my audio. It is just me. I've called, to get some help, but haven't got, much help with this. I've been on YouTube and trying to figure it out. I even bought me a mic. Literally spent $150 on a new mic. It's okay. I mean, it was, just $150, but at the same time, look at the simple fact that, I don't know. I've worked at the settings. I've probably just gonna change my old software. I literally got from Safari and switched it to Google Chrome. And honestly, this didn't happen until I updated my Mac. When I updated my Mac to this new update, everything went downhill. I did in fact had a problem before that, within audio and saving and stuff like that. But I think I had too much storage and I cleared my storage and then, restarted on Mac and then everything was working fine. But then I updated my Mac, and literally since yesterday, it has been completely messed up. So I don't know. But y'all see the title. Definitely been dealing with this. I'm not even gonna lie, I've been dealing with this for like the past 2 hours trying to figure this out. So hopefully everything's okay and everything's all right. Let's check out Kamala Harris on The View.
President, before the election, 2/3 of Americans felt that the country was on the wrong track, according to an NBC poll. On issues like the border, cost of living, the perception of crime, 43% of Americans felt like Joe Biden's policies had personally hurt them. Understanding that many people saw you as an extension of Joe Biden, were there glaring warning signs that when there's only two options to vote on that you missed going into Election Day?
I write about it, as you all know, in the book, and I know that's probably the first chapter you read is my chapter on The View. But it really, the book is about a reflection. And that day in that interview, for me, really was symbolic of the issue. It did not create the issue, but it was symbolic of the issue, which is that I'm a lawyer.
I honestly think that there's literally people that's in her ear that has to talk for her, because every time she talks, she like stops. Like it's just one of those things, like a person don't know what to say, how to say it. They don't really know nothing. Like she knows nothing. Like when she gets a question asked, she don't answer it directly to the question that was asked. She beats around the bush and talks about something that doesn't even make sense, nor is any type of acknowledge the question that was originally asked.
Person. And I didn't fully appreciate how much people wanted to know there was a difference between me and President Biden. I thought it was obvious. And I didn't want to offer a difference in a way that would be received or suggested to be a criticism. And in the campaign, full time I was pointing out the differences. My theory of the case was we need to bring costs down. We're going to extend the child tax credit. We're going to have Medicare cover home health care for people, including people in the sandwich generation who are raising young children and taking care of their parents. It was about we're going to take on price gouging, bringing down costs. And I thought I was making the point. And I realize now that
if y'all don't know that every time she swallows, she's lying and don't know what the hell to say, bro. Literally don't know nothing.
And I realize now that I didn't fully appreciate that how much of an issue it was.
Yeah, that President Biden was deeply unpopular. I did realize that. And during your appearance, and you write about it, you say everything about my appearance on The View was going well until it wasn't. And if you recall, you were here 28 days before the election. And I asked you if there was anything you would have done differently than President Biden during the past 4 years.
No, nothing.
And you said, quote, "There is not a thing that comes to mind," end quote. You write you had no idea, you just pulled the pin on a hand grenade. In the moment, I knew. The Trump campaign weaponized your answer. against you.
Bro, it's not even that the Trump campaign weaponized her answers. She did that herself, bro. That's what I feel like a lot of people don't understand is that she did a lot of that herself. The thing that what she said, she did that herself, and she could have said a number of things, but she didn't. She chose to say that answer, and that put. I'm not even gonna say that cost her of losing the campaign. It did put some type of impact, on why she lost badly, I would say, because because of the simple fact that, I mean, she literally said there's nothing that she would have changed. I mean, honestly, and people seen how bad things were going. So you running for president and you saying something like that you wouldn't change anything. Those policies that she just ran down and said that she was supposedly going to do, and she wanted. Again, there's a number of things she could have said.
My question. And some, including James Carville and Jake Tapper, point to that answer as a turning point in your candidacy. Do you think that moment tipped the election?
No. No.
Good, because Sonny doesn't want to take the blame.
There was kind of a confessional happening here. No. No.
Solve you?
Exactly. No. There were many things. I mean, listen. I do.
Don't know nothing. I mean, you're literally stuck.
Listen.
See that pause right there? See how her hair is? She's always showing only one ear. We all know that, obviously she's listening. That little pause right there, somebody is letting her know what to say. Sorry. Letting her know what to say. I'm telling you.
I do believe one of the biggest deciders of the outcome of that election was that the American people were sick of things being so expensive.
Yes.
And wanted that the prices would come down. And that's where, this is part of why I wrote the book, which is let's remember in those 107 days what Donald Trump was talking about. Yeah. First of all, he said his number one priority and the number one thing he would do is bring down costs.
Yeah.
That's what he said. And I believe there are a lot of people who voted for him believing that that's what he would do. Mm-hmm. Fast forward to today.
Yeah. Hello.
Prices are higher. The cost of food is higher. Inflation is higher.
I don't know about y'all, but I don't really think it's higher. When she's talking about food prices and this, that, and the other, because if I recall, Joe Biden's when Joe Biden was in the White House and Kamala Harris, things were definitely bad and people was talking about it. A lot of people not talking about the prices and things like that. Especially, I feel like there's a lot of more there's a lot more things that constantly other problems that we're dealing with. Other than just that, I feel like they've been so stuck on, this price. And by all means, everybody wants the price low. Everybody wants things to be, I get it. But there are a lot of other things, with, prices as well. And I feel like they're doing anything and saying anything, to put Trump down. Trump has done way more within, a few months of being in the White House than Kamala and Joe Biden has ever done. So I don't know why, and it doesn't surprise me. She get on here and lie and bash Trump. I mean, that's all the View does.
Employment is higher. He lied.
Yeah.
He lied. Meanwhile, there are certain promises he did keep, which is he was going to weaponize the Department of Justice and go after his political enemies, that he was going to silence critics against him, that he was going to fulfill whatever his fragile ego needed through the tool of our federal government. That he did, whatever he needed to do to enrich himself, literally his pockets, not to mention his ego, he has done. And I think it's important as we move forward to realize that.
See how she's looking over? She's looking down. She's literally everything that she's saying, somebody's telling her what to say, bro. Like, you literally don't get the real, like look at, man, this is a joke, bro.
They did what they said they were going to do. I heard a story about a friend of mine was telling me about a Cuban American whose partner was being deported to Sudan, and that person was a big Trump supporter, and thought, well, why is this happening? Well, but he said he was only going to go after criminals.
Right. That's what he said.
He lied.
Tell you what, they ain't singing Voy a votar por dos.
I'm gonna go back because maybe I'm mistaken what I'm hearing right now. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. I don't know.
And thought, well, why is this happening? Well, but he said he was only going to go after criminals.
Right.
So, if you came here illegally, that's a crime, right? If you commit a crime, doesn't that make you a criminal? Or am I like I'm really confused. I'm confused on that. You know, I'm truly confused, and that's what makes me mad about, you know, when I listen to Kamala talk or when I listen to The View. It frustrates me. I'm telling y'all. This is CNN though. CNN forced to report the Republicans are literally. I mean, I'm gonna just let this video speak for itself. I mean, it's all right here. Check it out.
What do you think?
Yeah, what are we seeing? You know, Donald Trump being underwater, Democrats saying, oh, this guarantees us we're going to fly high in the midterms. Let me tell you, this guarantees you nothing, because at this particular point, the Democrats are the New Orleans Saints of political parties. What are we talking about? Trust the Dems or GOP more on the economy? Who leads on the economy? Republicans by 7. Immigration, Republicans by 13. How about crime, a big issue for Donald Trump and the Republicans? Look at that, lead by 22 points. So the bottom line is this. At this particular point, the ball may be on the ground, but the Democrats have not picked up the ball and running with it. If anything, at this particular point, it's the Republicans who are running with the ball on the top issues, the economy, immigration, and crime.
Give some context on this. Compare this when Republicans last took the House.
Yeah, let's compare it back to 2022. I think this kind of gives away the game right here. Okay, the GOP is more trusted than the Dems on the economy. It was 12 points in 2022. Slight decline in that lead, but still 7 points. How about immigration? It was Republicans by 3 back in 2022. Look at this. The Republican lead's actually gone up by 10 points. What are you doing, Democrats? My goodness gracious. And on crime,
whoever this dude is, he's actually funny. I'm not even gonna
the
lie.
Republicans were up by 13, and now they're up by 22. The lead, again, expanding by nearly double digits. So whatever Democrats are doing, it ain't.
I'm not gonna lie. Is she a Democrat or something? She is heated. She don't have the same energy that he does.
It ain't working, Kate. It ain't working. Republicans have the lead on all 3 issues.
What's the reason that you are finding so far that's driving this?
Yeah, I mean, look, it's all about the center of the electorate, right? You win with independents, you win overall. And what do we see right here among independents? Republicans still have a point lead on the economy. They got a 10-point lead on immigration. They got a 21-point lead on crime. The bottom line is, when you look at these numbers, Democrats should...
Hey, y'all, what is that Google movie? Do y'all remember that Google movie? Let me see what is that movie called? It's this guy that plays in it. That's who it reminds me of. Let me see if I can find it. It's the Google with Owen Wilson. It's not Owen Wilson. Is his name Vince Vaughn or something like that? Whoever he is, you know, y'all know who I'm talking about. The dude that plays in that movie, I think it's called Internship or something like that. He literally reminds me of him. The way that he talks and like his energy, I ain't gonna lie.
Call their offices, because at this particular point, even if Republicans, or even if the public doesn't like what Donald Trump is doing, they ain't necessarily liking what Democrats are doing. And it ain't just a referendum on one party. You actually have to go out and beat that party. At this particular point, Democrats are not able to beat Republicans. They still
And again, this isn't as Donald Trump came into office. These are numbers from this month.
These are numbers from September of 2025. We still find that the Republicans leading on all 3 of these issues. And of course, this economy will be the key. If Democrats are going to win, they're going to have to likely win on the economy. At this particular point among independents, you see that 1-point lead for Republicans. And overall, at least according to the Washington Post, they hold a 7-point lead on the economy over.
I'm not even gonna lie. He definitely made my day a little better. I've been struggling with this microphone issue, this audio issue for a minute, and it's probably messing up right now, and I apologize. But when I tell y'all that I needed a laugh, I definitely needed a laugh. This is CNN forced to admit that no one enjoys Kamala.
I would just say that if you want a messenger to go...
And it's the same guy.
Against Donald Trump. You can do far better as Democrats than Kamala Harris. What are we talking about here? Well, let's take a look at her net favorable ratings nationwide. You know, back in October of 2024, she was at -5 points. Not exactly great, but pretty close to the zero mark, right? Pretty close to even. But now, down under she goes. She's at
The fact that he just went down is
pretty close
crazy.
to the zero mark, right? Pretty close to even. But now, down.
He did a dip on live TV, bro. I promise y'all, I did not see this whole video. I didn't at all. I seen a little clip and I'm like, oh yeah, I gotta put this in my video, but I did not know he did
Pretty
that.
close to the zero mark, right? Pretty close to even. But now, down under she goes. She's at -13 points. That's an 8-point drop since the general election among the overall electorate. She is not well liked at this particular point. The American people, they don't want this. They don't want her. And get this, she's 37 points underwater with independents. If you can't win independents, you can't win the election. And the bottom line is, with those in the center of the electorate, those who are the most up for grabs, she is way, way, way underwater. She is definitely swimming with.
I'm not gonna lie. I wasn't expecting this, seeing this on CNN. I wasn't expecting to see, you know, this guy, you know, this, and honestly, it's not even really, you know, bashing Kamala, talking low down on her, none of that. It's more the simple fact, you know, that it's facts. You know, obviously, people seen how her whole campaign went. They seen how she acted once, you know, she lost. They seen how she's acting now. They see, you know, what she's about. Obviously, how she talks, they seen a lot of that. You know, they obviously seen how, you know, the White House was ran, when, you know, you having Joe Biden and Kamala in there, and they obviously seen that. People are seeing what the left is about, and it's I mean, y'all see, it's definitely showing. Definitely apologize for the audio. I truly apologize. I will be getting it fixed, but y'all stay tuned. Make sure you hit the like button, hit that subscribe button. Stay tuned for the next video. Catch y'all next one.